One question you could ask, though, is the universe finite or infinite? That is a question that is put to astronomers very often. The answer is we don't know for certain, and with the discovery of the dark energy, the question becomes very profoundly complex, actually. Here's a piece of art by Slavoj Wojtowicz that shows an infinite universe, in the sense that it shows many replications of the same things over and over, and it could be the universe is like that. But there are other possibilities. These have been described by someone who I had the privilege to work with when I was in Cambridge in the early part of my career, Sir Martin Rees. He's written beautifully, evocatively about a great number of different astrophysical and cosmological topics. And here's one of his books called Before the Beginning. And in this, he describes the evidence for our universe and others. Now, what does that mean? Could there be more than one universe? Well, yes, there could be, and he argues persuasively that, in fact, there could be a multitude of universes, and Martin, I should say, is not the only person to describe this sort of thinking. It's a topic of very modern astrophysical and cosmological research right now. But it could be that there are a multitude of universes that are not, so to speak, side by side or one on top of another, but disconnected in some way that we can't really begin to visualize, something that's just abstract in some sense. And we would live in the universe in which the physical constants of nature and so on are such that we can live in such a universe. There could be a multitude of universes that have different physical laws, different constants of nature, different realizations, different dimensionality. And Martin describes these in very evocative terms. And of course, it comes as no surprise that we would necessarily be in a universe in which the physics allows the existence of people like ourselves, the existence of stars and planets. Other universes may be sterile or different or much richer in ways that we can only begin to imagine. His books are well worth reading, and I commend them to you. Along those lines, though, and to finish, I'd like to, I'm sorry, one panel more I'd forgotten I was going to mention, and that is a similar sort of book by John Barrow, who describes this question of infinity in much broader terms, not just an infinity of universes, but in infinity with respect to mathematics and other manifestations. And this is, again, a very nice book that I would commend to you. But with respect to the infinity of universes, the potential infinity of universes, I'd like to finish by playing you a piece of music that is very important to me personally. And let me give you two commentators, and I wonder if anyone in the audience recognizes these two. I'll give you a hint. The man on the left is a British composer. Yes, indeed. Yes, that's right. This is Vaughan Williams, Ralph Vaughan Williams, a person whose music means a great deal to me. On the right, any takers? Any English students out there? Or it's a poet, an American poet. Sorry? No, I'm afraid not. No, this is Walt Whitman, in fact. Walt Whitman, we ran into some of his poetry a little earlier in the talk. He reminded us of the importance of keeping the magic and the mystery in our study of astronomy. Walt Whitman wrote poetry that Vaughan Williams was very taken with, and used a part of it in his first symphony when he was a very young man. This is a picture, of course, of Vaughan Williams near the end of his life in the 1950s. But as a very young man, his first symphony, the so-called C Symphony, he used some of Walt Whitman's poetry. And here I will play you just a snippet of this. This is a symphony that was written for baritone and soprano, a choir, and a large orchestra. And I've had the delight of seeing it live. It's a wonderful, wonderful experience. But here's the small part of it that we'll encounter just now. And the words I'd like you to pay attention to are these ones here. O thou transcendent, nameless, the fiber and the breath, light of the light, shedding forth universes, thou center of them. It's this notion of universes that are being shed forth that I think so nicely captures this thought about the possible multiplicity of universes in whatever connection they may or may not have, or whatever reality indeed. So let's listen to that piece of music, and for this I'm going to, I think, dim the lights just a bit if I can, so that you can enjoy the spectacle. This is taken from a BBC Proms production of the Sea Symphony in the Royal Albert Hall a few years ago. So perhaps I'll just see if I can adjust the lights appropriately before. I don't want to plunge the room into blackness necessarily, but, well, perhaps I will, because this is, I think, such a significant piece of music. So here are the baritone and the soprano, and here's the music. Thank you all very much, and I hope you enjoyed the presentation.